Hello, chat. Hello, chat. Hello. Chat, hello. Hello, I have discovered that I just can't manage my extra deck well enough in branded yet. One mistake and I feel like I insta-lose. Resource management can be pretty hard sometimes. Not losing your Lubellion is always a good idea. Yeah, that's always quite important. And not wasting both Albion. How are we doing? How is my early stream? Do we sound good? How is the audio? Any tech support? Anyone want a tech support? Hello, Haru. Hello. Why are you streaming? What do you mean, why? Hello, Eri. What do you mean, why? This is what I do. Sounds good. Looking forward to learning by watching. Yeah, hopefully you do. I try. I try to be educational, often to the detriment of my own play. It's nice and early, Eri. You should be happy that I'm streaming. Hello, I didn't know you streamed. Hello. Thank you for crying. Oh, thank you, by the way. Astorino with the prime. Thank you. Okay, I can wait a little bit longer. I guess we can start off with a ranked game. I will cry more, do not cry. You cry enough. You cry enough as it is. I've been playing Snake Eye on the ladder. I know. Crazy. But let's play a branded game. And then I will, once there's a few more people here, I will jump into the game analysis. Is there any particular reason you run one opening that card feels so good? Well, in my opinion, the card feels really bad. Hello, Angela. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you as well. I think opening's pretty bad. The reason it's bad is because, let's say you have a normal summon Alubur, and it gets impermed or veiled. The opening does not extend you. It's not like Snake Eye Ash getting impermed and then you have Diabellstar as full combo. This doesn't do anything. This summons Quam, but Quam doesn't do anything. You're locked out of the extra deck, so you can't make Verte, and Quam by herself does nothing. You have to discard a relevant card to pair with the Quam effect, otherwise you just can't do anything. And that's why opening's not very good. As a starter, it actually turns off all the Verte lines, which is bad. It's pretty bad, in my opinion. Hey, thanks for your branded guides. Love them. Thank you. Thank you. Let's play a warm-up game. Why can we... What? How come we can see my VTube Studio thing? Can you guys see that on the stream? Oh my god, you can. What is that doing here? Go away. What the hell? What is this little flying thing doing? It's covering my hand and stuff. Okay, there we go. It should be gone now. Maybe I should be a little smaller as well. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna start deployment. I want to see if they have Maxi. Life of Fusion deployment was quick play. That card would be so good if it was a quick play. It would be so good as a quick play. You could just set it and summon Albaz on the opponent's turn. That would be so insane. I feel like there is a hand trap that they're toggling. Probably Ash. That looks just like Ash. Do we play around Ash? We could play around Ash. It's not the end of the world if we get Ashed. I kind of do want to force the Ash because I have Maxi. But if we get Branded Lost, we can do a pretty nice line into Ash. Nah, they don't have it? No, I'm pretty sure they do. I'm gonna get the Branded Fusion, just because I want to show that it's probably fine to get Ashed here. With the Super Poly. Yeah, there it is. I am so small. I don't like being this small. I'm gonna go bigger again. Yeah. Ooh, another hand trap. What is this? A Bestial, maybe? That's probably a Bestial. Currently watching Branded while trying to learn Branded? Better. No better way to do it. Will you play in Meta Weekly? No, I'm gonna be streaming. If they have a Bestial, that means whatever we send is probably getting banished. I think I'm gonna send Titanic Lad. The objective is to summon Albaz from my deck so that I can use it with the Super Poly. Okay, and it's only a Sarania. That's really good. If it was Magnuma, that would be a big problem. Pretty sure we have to summon Quam here. Golden Sword Soul isn't too bad, but it's not the best. Is Preskinian the new goo? It is kind of good, I think. I'm just gonna send an Albaz, I think. Now if they go Battle Phase to clear the Quam, that's fine. Super Poly is still live. Probably. And then we have Maxi in Moon Phase 2. Hi, April. Hello. Hello, Neoru. Yeah, Preskinian is full Fiendsmith combo. Oh, hello. This is a 40-card branded deck. Nice to see you. Well, this is an insane Super Poly. Oh, this Super Poly is so insane. This. To be fair, they do get branded fusion, but that's fine. That's very fine. I did not expect this to be branded. In 40 cards. We could use this to revive Cartesia. Do I like that? Reviving Cartesia? Yeah, I think I do. Because then we can summon Mirror Jade. We can make Proskelion, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if I really want to make Mirror Jade, but there's nothing really any better. They're sending Branded Lost. That means they already have Branded Fusion, I guess. That's pretty rough if they do have it. Lost plus Branded Fusion is a really good way to win in the mirror. Oh, they're just scooping to Maxi. Okay. I don't think that was over. They had quite a bit of play. But the Maxi was pretty good. It was pretty good. Instead of getting uppies from my pack, I got Royal Promethean Princess. That's a pretty good pull, though. Yet to get any uppies. Okay. I guess it's the meta weekly right now, so maybe some people are off watching that. I'm gonna go through my WMGP games. So I've been doing this recently, and it's been doing well. I'm here to witness the powers. Thank you. Hello, Triton. Yeah, I've been playing in WMGP recently. So I'm gonna go through my games, because they're pretty good. This is Snake Eye. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the first game that I played. And we're gonna analyze it. Okay. So this is my hand. With this hand, it's got a lot of bricks. It's pretty bad hand, all things considered. But it does have a couple of plays. So you can start with normal summon Kit, or you can start with Shrouded to draw a card. Because we have the Branded Lost and the Retribution, the Shrouded is actually like really good as an extender. So what we can do is normal summon Kit, and then if it gets stopped, we can summon the Shrouded from hand with the Retribution and make Verte. And that's pretty strong because we also have Branded Lost, which is going to get us like a Mercuria. So we have a pretty strong end board if that happens. And if the kit does resolve, we can just get Branded Fusion, put back something like the Tragedy, and then we have Branded Lost plus Branded Fusion, which is pretty strong. So that's how we're going to play this. I'm going to start with Activate the Lost, by the way. This is something I said a few streams ago. Activating Branded Lost hard drawn, when you draw it, if you activate it right away, it gives you good insight onto the toggles. So if there's nothing immediately in response to this, you know that there's probably not Maxi or Fua. So here we get Veiled, which means we can go for our backup plan. So this is just Mirror Jade. Whenever you do Verte, you always get like 2 disruptions because the Albaz is in the graveyard. So we have Rinbrum Fuse plus Mirror Jade Banish. And the last is going to get Makuria here. The reason we're getting Makuria, we can't get Shrouded to pair with the Retribution because we've already used it. And we might as well get the Negate now. Even though we're going to fuse on our opponent's turn, we can get the Golden Sword Soul on their turn. Might as well get the Negate now. There's nothing better to search. So opponent starts with this Deception. I don't know if it's going to be Snake Eye or White Forest at this point. More likely to be White Forest, but I'm not interacting with it. If they had made Silvera here, that's pretty weak, right? Because Silvera, they used their Hallowed to summon the Silvera, and it gets forced by Mirror Jade. It can't attack over Mirror Jade, it can't do anything. So I wasn't afraid of doing anything. Would you ever consider going Sanct from Verte? I don't think so. If I'm playing it, it's definitely going to come up at some point. Like if you have Verte lines where you have like a branded in white as well, so you could end on Mirror Jade and then also Verte for Sanctifier, that would be fine. But because Verte leaves Albaz in the graveyard, you already have Rinbrum to revive Albaz, and that's the main benefit of Sanctifier. So I don't see the reason to go Sanctifier, really, because it's just the same thing but more awkward. Right? You have Sanctifier, you revive Albaz, fuse something away into Mirror Jade, and then banish. And if they have Cold Buy, you lose both disruptions. Whereas with Mirror Jade, if they have Cold Buy for the Rinbrum, you still get the banish. So it's just better in every way. Anyway. So I decided to negate this because this usually gets wanted, which is going to be an extra draw as well as a play. So I just decide I will negate this. Your opponent's name is basically the chicken in Spanish. Okay, that's pretty funny. They have the best normal summon, Sylvie. And then they make Baron. I knew that they could make Baron here. The reason I thought it was fine is because Baron doesn't actually progress any plays. And the card that they searched, this also doesn't progress plays. So if they committed their monsters into Baron, I was happy with that. I would just banish it with the Mirror Jade, they would negate, and that would be the Baron dealt with. And then we would still have the Rinbrum. I do it unsummon because I don't want them to pop Branded Loss with the Ignition effect. Because I want to get to the search. I want to search for my Golden Sword Soul. So we use the Mirror Jade, and then we use the Rinbrum right away. Right away again, so that they don't pop the Branded Lost. So now we have a second Mirror Jade. And we search for our attack negate. I put it in defense position because of talents. I don't want to get killed by it. And they just pass. What they could have done is activate the Hallowed, discarded this, and then summon Sylvia. But Sylvia, again, doesn't threaten Mirror Jade. We just force it immediately. It can't attack, so... They do nothing, and then we just basically win here. I use the Retribution in the end phase because I might use the second one on my next turn. And they were definitely going to lose from that position. Okay, so then we side for game 2. I expect to be going second against White Forest. So what I basically did was side in as many hand traps as I could. Because that is an FTK going first. And this is what we draw. Maxi, so we're basically just hoping it resolves. The hand is fine, but it's nothing special. If they do full combo and negate the Maxi, we would definitely lose this. Unless we drew like Super Poly or Droplets or something. Hello, April. Hello. Hello, hello. And they drew combo, so they're gonna start playing. And we drop the Maxi, and they don't have an out. So this game you might think is really straightforward. We just Maxi and win, but that is not true at all. This is the coolest of all the games that I'm gonna show. This game is actually really crazy. So they decide to keep cooking. Obviously they're gonna draw a card. But yeah, they're gonna search. A lot of players would just set the impermanent pass, but this opponent chose not to. And I think it's pretty smart, the way they played this. So they discard the Paradise with Diabell, which is pretty cool. We draw a double droll here, which is really bad. These do nothing. And they just keep cooking. So now they have the White Forest trap that we have to deal with, plus Impone, plus Paradise. And they also play this. So they searched for Azamina Debtors. This card is just Hallowed, but it's quick play, so they can summon something on my turn. If any of you guys know White Forest pretty well, you'll know that there is a particular card that this deck sometimes plays that is secretly really, really obnoxious and really, really hard to deal with. Yo-Yo April, one innocent question. Is Gizmek Uka into Ecclesia into Albaz good in this meta? Yeah, it's good, because Fiendsmith is everywhere. Whether or not you want to main deck it, I'm not so sure. But we have a lot of cards, okay? So we have a lot of cards here, so this shouldn't be too hard to win. Surely. Oh. Drake XD, thank you. Thank you for subbing. Good work on the branded duels breakdown videos. They're really instructive. Thank you. Okay, so I start with Lubellion. The reason why I want to get the Saronia right away is just so that we can always trade if they choose to use one of these graveyard effects. I just don't want... I don't ever want the game to get into a position where they have follow-up. Because if I fail to break this board, I want them to not have, like, follow-up. So I just decided to get the Bestial first. It's also going to be a High Spirits target. Pretty likely, so. Then we decide to draw a card. And I send Albaz because I have this branded in red, Hard Drawn. So this is going to give me an option of making something without branded fusion. We draw Aliver, which is a crazy draw. Next we play Branded Lost. The sequencing is important because now that we've seen our draw, we want to just break the board efficiently. Branded Lost is extremely forcing. Chances are they're going to try to do something about it. And they do. They flip the trap. They make Diabell here. So then I go for Deployment. Now Deployment has two options. We can summon either Albaz or Cartesia. We don't have access to Cartesia yet, so it would make sense to summon Cartesia. But we technically can access Cartesia with Goldsock or High Spirits. So what I actually do here is I choose to go for Albaz. And they decide to chain. I was going to go Albaz anyway, but when I saw that they chained, I decided it was definitely time to go Albaz. Because they're going to summon Sylvie. Sylvia, right? Or Silvera. Yeah, it's called Silvera. If we'd summon Cartesia here, this is going to activate as a trigger effect. And then the Cartesia doesn't do anything. If we chain it in response, whatever we summon is just going to get flipped. Whereas if we go Albaz, Albaz will still resolve when flipped face down. So this is definitely the best target to summon now. We discard one of the dead draws, and now they chain. And then the hope here is that they don't realize how this resolves. Right? This card only flips my monsters, so everything will resolve as normal, because you can still fusion with face downs. So even though they have Imperm, I didn't know about the Imperm, but I was thinking to myself, if they have an Imperm, then they would have to know to use it. Because if they don't use it, they're going to get punished. So that card's trigger. I'm not interested in bestialing this because, one, I don't want my bestial to get flipped for no reason, and two, I'd rather bestial the Sylvie, right, when they try to summon this back. So this flips, and we still get to make Mirror Jade. Why do I make Mirror Jade instead of Albion? Is because I don't know this last back row. One of these, we know two of them. We know these two. We know this one now as well, but there's one mystery back row here. So I'm just trying to play my best into it, and summoning the Mirror Jade is just, it's a solid checkpoint, right? Even if they stop us on the rest of our stuff, Mirror Jade is just good on its own. So I decided to summon the Mirror Jade instead of Albion. Albion can be impumped because the Albaz was... actually, the Albaz was channeling one, so Albion couldn't be impumped. But I decided to still go Mirror Jade. So here we get the Cartesia, which we can now summon. This is where I use the Bestial. They decide to deny my Bestial by using the... Oh no, they don't deny it. They just chain the Rusia. They decide to use Paradise here, and I think this is really weird. Using the Paradise now, when I have Quick Play Cartesia, seems a little strange. But they decide to force it, so we just chain. And then they chain Imperm. So this is fine. We now know that there is no mystery back row. We know the hand, we know everything. The only thing I didn't know, because I'm not a White Forest expert, is what this can summon. In my head, I was thinking to myself, this is an Omni Negate, right? This just lets them summon Sylvia. This lets them summon Sylvia, and they can negate one of my cards. I wondered why they didn't do it early, because I thought maybe they wanted to negate Branded Fusion. They're going to wait for me to search it and then flip it, which is reasonable. But I didn't actually realize what the plan was for this card. I decided to use the Gold Sock again. Here we go for Merc. I'm just trying to bait this Omni Negate. It's an Omni search or send from field to graveyard. Yeah, it's also something else. Here I go for Kit. I'm just trying to bait the Omni Negate. What I'm trying to do here is special summon the Kit, search for Branded in White, and then Branded in White would force this Omni Negate, right? If they didn't use it, we would just pop it with Chaos, and then we would normal summon the Oliver and do Branded Fusion. They decide to flip this now, which is reasonable, and they make Guardian Chimera. I think this is maybe a misplay by me. I think I didn't need to allow this to happen, because this is going to draw a card. And I had already eliminated all the unknowns, so I feel like giving them a draw was just unnecessary. But it's not the end of the world. I decide to chain because they're going to pop my Mirror Jade. We banish Chimera because it's big. 3300 defense is not trivial for Branded to get over. And they do draw a hand trap, which is pretty lucky, but it's not the end of the world. I send Branded Sword so that I can get access to my Omni Negate, or my Monster Negate. So now I feel like we can't lose, because they have not yet flipped their trap. Their spell, sorry. The spell only summons an Omni Negate, and we can negate whatever they negate. And then just OTK. It's that easy. So now I decide to get the Branded Fusion. This was the last chance where I expected them to flip the trap. Or the spell, sorry. I keep calling it a trap. I expected them to flip it now. They just dropped the draw. And when they still didn't summon it, I was very confused. So, a couple of things here. We sent the Golden Sword Soul with Branded Fusion because we'd already used Lubellion. So, we'd already got Lubellion in the graveyard. That lets us summon back Cartesia when we banish with the Albion. April showers, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Why did they hold on to it so long? Oh, you're gonna see. You're gonna see why they held on to it. There's something that I'm critically missing. This was a mistake in hindsight. I should not have made Chaos here. I probably shouldn't have even made Lubellion. What I should have made was Rindbrum. And I decided to pop the monsters because they're in my way, and I just want to attack the game. At this point, if they flip and summon the negate, I can just attack over it, and it's still easily lethal. So I figured we just win the game here. But what I forgot about was that this is also a card that they could summon. So this card says, your opponent cannot target it, or their own cards in their banishment, or field, or graveyard, with card effects. So it's also 4k defense, and it can summon another one for free. Yeah, you guessed it. This card is actually really hard to beat. First of all, it's 4k. We can't attack over it. And we have already used this Mirror Jade. Remember, we banished Chimera. We can negate the effect to summon, but we don't care about that. We don't care that we can negate it. The problem is we can't get over this. So, I basically have no choice but to just set and pass. We get our Retribution. The reason I go Retribution here is because I don't know how to deal with this. Banishment cannot be used, right? Because it targets a card in my graveyard. Branded in red can't be used here, because it also targets. The only removal we have that doesn't target is Mirror Jade. But this Mirror Jade can't be used, because it's not once per turn, right? It's once per 2 turns. So we messed up. They decide to summon. They have to do it in my end phase because it's only on the turn it summons. And we negate it. Now we have our Titaniclad. Now what I should have done here is summon Albaz. We've already resolved Albaz, so we can't fusion with this turn. But what I can do is summon that Albaz. Then on my opponent's turn, use Cartesia, fuse away the Albaz and the Mirror Jade into Lubellion. Lubellion then summon the second Mirror Jade, and we can banish it. That's what I should have done. However, I summon Quam because I have a better plan. And when I say better, I mean worse. I thought I could out this by using Cartesia to fuse away the Mirror Jade into Grand Guignol, which we haven't used yet. And then Quem can revive the Mirror Jade. Pretty basic, right? That's pretty normal for Branded. Pretty normal play. But it doesn't work because Quem targets. So this play does not work. So they get to reset that card here. Look at these draws, by the way. Top deck Engraver and Estella. So I decide to go for my plan right now because I want to get rid of this Saint Azamina. I summon my Grand Granol. And then there's no trigger for my Quem. I'm like, what the heck? Why can't I revive? So I end up just summoning this, and I send Garura. Why do I send Garura? Because I don't have a way to win. I actually just cannot win here. Because Saint Azamina also has another effect. This card says, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have. So, at this point, all they have to do is switch this to attack, summon this 0 attack Sylvie, attack into my Lubellian or my Praskinian, and I just lose. I just instantly lose. Right? That would be 6,400 damage with this. And then with the Engraver, it would be... Yeah, it would be lethal. Right? Would that be lethal? Not quite. That's not quite lethal. It's very close to lethal, but anyway, they could just summon more monsters. They just need to summon 3 monsters, attack into the Lubellian. I draw Nibiru, though, which is one of the best cards I could have drew. Yeah, so they just get to summon this other 0 attack monster. So they have easily lethal. But for whatever reason, they decide to keep cooking. They decide to keep cooking. They make this Baron. Baron can negate Nibiru, which is pretty scary. I let them pop the Branded in red because it doesn't matter. And then what they try to do is end the main phase. They try to end the main phase. What I can do here is... Actually, I didn't even notice this. They forgot to switch the Azamina to attack. I think they tried to end the main phase. Maybe they didn't. I'm pretty sure they tried to end the main phase. But if they did, I should have just let them. Because this is not lethal. Right? 6/4, 6/4. And then 13 over the kit. That's 100 life points. Okay, I should have let them. I should have let them go battle phase. But what I decide to do here is use the Praskinian to try and bait the Baron. And for some inexplicable reason, they use it. I'm targeting a Sylvie, which... Okay, granted this card does force the Baron. Because this card triggers on special summon. So, granted they could have just negated the Sylvie. If you flip Deception, it's game. What does Deception do? Oh, right. True. This effect would make it game. Very true. So yeah, technically, I guess this is all correct, right? They had it lethal. They had lethal. And they have to negate the Praskinian because the Silvera forces the Baron. So they negate my Praskinian. And now we get to Nibiru at the end of the main phase. Wasn't there another level 4 tuner in the graveyard to dodge? What do you mean by that? You're right. This Russia was in the graveyard. Yeah, there is this Russia here, which can be used. I guess Russia already activated? Oh, right. Well, there isn't another one then. It's the only one. So it was all fine. It was all correct so far. I definitely think they could have not summoned 5 times, right? They could have just threatened lethal with the Baron and the 2 summons, maybe. Maybe there was not a line. Since Preskinian can revive this, maybe there was never a line. Maybe they had to play into the Nibiru. Maybe. So they put the Saint Azamina back in the extra deck, which I'm terrified of, because I hate that card. I don't want to see it ever again. And I just decide I'm going to negate this, because they haven't done their Fiendsmith engine yet. Right? There is no, they haven't been through Caesar or Desiree or anything like that. So I decide to just negate this. Instead of waiting for sequence, because they can summon Engraver, and then Engraver can send Nibiru. I don't want them to do that. So I'm just going to negate this. We get to recycle our pieces. And they should be passing turn here. This can crash and search, which is a pretty nice effect. But there's nothing really to gain from this. I guess they can summon the Saint Azamina again. Yeah. So they do summon the Saint Azamina again. And this can summon the Sylvia. But this one is a lot easier to deal with. Because we have access to just Branded Fusion again, right? So we can normal summon Alibra, search our second Branded Fusion, and then we just Mirror Jade it. Right? We have Mirror Jade, so this one's not a problem. We have to beat the Omni Negate. They negate the Cartesia, I guess. I don't really know why they negated the Cartesia, but I guess it's because the Nibiru forces it anyway. If we wanted to just go battle phase, we attack over it. Hey April, I'm finally getting into Branded. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like the resources. Is Sanctifier mandatory to play? No, it is not. I actually don't play Sanctifier. I usually don't play it anymore. Yeah, so they negate my Cartesia, which is fine. They don't actually know about this Alibra, right? Because we drew it with our Shrouded last turn, and we never got a chance to normal summon it, because our kit resolved. So they don't know that we have this. They know we have this, and they know we have a top deck. So they were probably really mad when they see us normal summon Alibra. They probably thought we top decked it, but we didn't. We knew we had it all along. And I get Branded in white here just so that I can banish the Mercuria. It's even stronger than Branded Fusion. Now we can Branded Fusion with the Shrouded after removing the Saint Azamina. We banish it. Now we can use Retribution. And it's already lethal, but we get the Branded Fusion just for good measure. So that game was actually really, really cool and really crazy. To say that they just went first and had no out to Maxi, that was incredibly close, because I forgot about Saint Azamina. So I guess the lesson is don't forget about Saint Azamina against White Forest. It's actually hard to beat. But then in the next set, they decided to sub in their Branded player, and they sent in Branded for a mirror match. So this is a cool Branded mirror match that we played. I win the coin flip again, lucky me, and I'm going first with this hand. So you can see they're also on branded. This hand has one play, so it's a little bit sus, but it is a pretty reliable play. This is a play that really only loses to Ash. And it's High Spirits plus Sarania. We start in the draw phase, because we might as well play around draw. And the reason we send Titanic Lad instead of Albion here is because my hand isn't very good. I have a Droplets, and then these other two cards are basically bricks. Also, my opponent's deck is 60, so I'm not expecting Ash or Maxi, so I don't really want to play into it better by sending Albion. So we're gonna send the Titanic Lad. We're gonna be greedy. This sends Retribution, and now we draw. We draw Alabo, which is a really nice draw here. It's correct to normal summon the Alabo because this wants to search for Branded Lost. That way you are safe from Impermanent Veiler. Right? I said that this play, that High Spirits plus Sarania, was pretty good into everything except Ash. That's because we get to resolve Branded Fusion, and we can't get Veilered, right? Like, we can get an Albion Veilered or Alubellion, but the Branded Fusion will resolve. But because we do the Alaba, we get to basically stop even that, right? Because we're going to search for Branded Lost. If they have a Veiler or an Imperm, they don't really want to use it because they know we already have this. So now we're basically beating Imperm and Veiler anyway. It plays around Cyframe Gear Delta. Yes, it does. So here we have some creative lines available. Right, we could go for a standard line, banish this from the graveyard, and this for Lubellion. Because we have the Branded Lost early, right, so we're not getting it from Lubellion, we're just getting it hard drawn, basically. We have some extra options. And because they have this Branded Sword in the hand, I think it's really strong to search Mercuria, and then banish it from our hand. Now we can discard the sword and make use of it. Trigger the Mercuria, and then still on the chain under Branded Lost, I'm going to add back my Mercuria. Now we have a negate for something like Nibiru or whatever. And the card to search is Kit. The reason it's Kit is because we've already normal summoned. We're going to get Quam in the end phase, and there's no Albaz in the graveyard, so Cartesia can't be summoned. We've also already used Shrouded. And we already have Mercuria, so there's really process of elimination. There's like nothing else to search. We also have this dead card in the hand, which we don't mind putting back into the deck. If you didn't have Sword in the hand, would you have taken the basic line? No, probably still not. I probably still would have searched Mercuria and banished it. I probably still would have done that. So now we summon the Kit. And the card to add back here is actually the Banished Retribution. As crazy as that sounds, the reason it's this is because we're going to get Banishment in the end phase. We're going to get Quem in the end phase, and that's going to send us Albaz. And we have two targets, right? Two Albaz fusions to send for Retribution to shuffle back. And in this exact situation, Branded in red might be even better, but I choose to set Banishment. I'm expecting a Branded mirror match because Branded is really popular, and it's obviously 60 cards. But Branded in red is fine here too, because the Banishment target is the Albion, so if we do end up using this as the target, the Retribution doesn't have two graveyard fusions to shuffle, but it's a minor thing. Either of them is really strong. This is a game-winning end board. Almost always. Actually, no, the Banishment is the correct line, because this list is actually playing Lad. I was playing Lad today. Or yesterday. This was a yesterday's match. I'm playing Lad today, which is why it was actually correct to go Banishment. And I'm not going to flip it in the standby phase or the draw phase, because I have Mercuria in the hand already. So I'm going to get value out of the Mercuria first. Then I'm going to flip the Banishment to summon the negates. Otherwise, this would just never work, right? You can't use Mercuria under Light and Darkness Dragon because it chain blocks you. So my opponent does this and reveals that they're also playing Branded, and they add a kit. They start with Alibra. This is the easiest Mercuria ever. It's the best Mercuria in the matchup, and it's also, we want to use it early so that we can flip our Banishment. It's technically playing into Talents when we could have used Droplets, but we don't care about Talents and Thrust because we're summoning Lad, and Lad negates everything. If they had a Bestial there, we could just flip Retribution and negate it. And then we get Sword, because we've already used Mercuria. Lad doesn't negate Lost, remember? It only negates spell traps or monsters, right? Doesn't negate spell trap effects. So my opponent reveals that they actually have a really strong punish for Lad, which is Droplets. Droplets is really good against Lad. So they negate my Mirror Jade and my Lad. Okay, so this was really interesting. My opponent special summons Kit, and then they don't activate the effect. They have one card in the hand, but they don't activate the Kit. Now, I didn't know why they did that. I thought maybe they misclicked. For some reason, I just couldn't imagine why they didn't activate the Kit. It didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense. But actually, as soon as they activated the Branded Fusion, I realized why. It's because they obviously already had the Branded Fusion. From their perspective, I know what they were thinking, right? They were thinking, I don't want a different card. I want the Branded Fusion. You should still always activate this kit, because whatever you add, you could just put back on the bottom of the deck. Right? It's just, you should still activate it. There's nothing in the graveyard of banishment to recycle, but they should still activate it. Right? I literally could have Impum here that I could have wasted. Or leave it in hand for discard fodder. I mean, that is the better play. Absolutely, that is the better play. They should have just activated the Branded Fusion. But when they normal summoned it and did not activate it, what I should have done is activate the Droplet and send the Lad to half this effect, or half this attack, even though they didn't activate it, because that lets me Retribution the Branded Fusion. The only explanation is that this is Branded Fusion in the hand. But I was caught off guard. It didn't really make sense to me. So now we can't Retribution, because Lad chain blocks. I decide to let this go. Why do I not negate this with Droplets? The reason I don't negate this with Droplets is because you'll notice that my opponent does not have a hand, right? So Lubellion isn't an option. If they want to make Mirror Jade, they have to banish their Titaniclad from the graveyard, which is good for me. Or they have to banish their Albion from the field, which is good for me. So I decide to let it go. The only way that they can do anything is if they make Furious with Albaz plus Albaz, Rindbrum with Albaz plus Kit, or if they make Chaos with maybe the Lubellion. All of those options I'm fine with, because I could just negate the Chaos or whatever. So I decided to just let this resolve. They banish their Albaz, and they summon Chaos. Hi April, hello Dark Angel, hello. So now we flip this. I send both monsters because I want to negate 2 monsters here. I negate the Kit and the Chaos. The reason I don't negate the Albion is because they're going to tribute it for Lubellion anyway. So I would rather them have 1 monster that can't kill anything, right? 2 monsters that can't kill anything on my board. Rather than, if we targeted this, they would only have 1 monster that can't kill anything. So they go battle phase, and they walk into this. They protect, but they should not protect. They should not protect. They should just let it die. There's no reason to waste the opening. I guess getting Lubellion on the board is pretty good. Yeah, actually, getting Lubellion on the board is better. They should have used this. This was correct. This was correct. So then they summon, they get outbranded Lost. And then at the end of the main phase, I use the Kit here. I mean the Mirror Jade to send the Rinbrum. The reason why I have to do it in the end of the main phase... Why do I have to do it in the end of the main phase? There was a reason, but I forgot what it was. Right, it's because of something like this. They contribute Chaos for Lube? No, they can't. It has to be a Dark monster. Yeah, it has to be a Dark. I use the Quem here just to revive this because I'm not going to get another chance to use the Quem this turn, so this is free. I negate this. Yeah, this is why we had to do it in the end of the main phase, because I need to return my Mirror Jade from the field. They could have gone first action Titaniclad instead of Albion. So I needed to negate it, so I needed to have already used my Mirror Jade. Then they go for Chimera in the end phase. Or they go Dragostapelia, actually. Couldn't you drop your Mirror Jade to revive with Quem? Yes, I could. I could have done that. In this situation, I don't summon with the Rinvrum because they have Dracostapelia, which is just going to negate. So I just let the turn pass. And this is trivial to win. We drew Dropless, but we don't need it. All they have is 1 Dragostapelia. Right, nothing in their graveyard. So we can just super easily win here. Look at this chain, by the way. Albion, Quem Revive, banish Mercuria into Lubellion, trigger Albaz, Lubellion, Mercuria, and Branded Sword, Golden Sword Soul, summon Cartesia, fuse into Mirror Jade, fuse into Chaos, pop their 2 monsters, and they can't respond the entire time. Very nice. All this well into Lost, yeah, pretty good. Okay. There is one more game I'm going to show you, but I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I'll be back in a second. Hello. Hello, chat. I have returned. Thank you, April, for making me feel better about my sleeping schedule. Wow, thank you. I know my sleeping is really bad. My schedule is insane. If I stay on the same schedule for like 3 days in a row, that is an achievement. Yeah, okay. Well, there's one more game to show. There's game 2 versus the branded opponent. Hello, hello. You'll have sleeping schedules? Exactly. I don't have a schedule. Okay. So, I'm now going second in the mirror match. Siding, what I did for siding is I took out my Nibiru's. I took out a couple Bestials, even though that sounds unintuitive, because they're good in the matchup. What I wanted to do was have more duplication. Even going second, this card is crazy in the mirror. And I wanted to... What else did I side in? What's in my deck? Oh, I can't see my deck. I can't remember what I sided. I think I sided in the duplications, and then maybe... I'm not sure. I think I just sided out Nibiru's and Bestials for these. There's something else I sided in, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was Duster. Yeah, it was Duster and Heavy Storm. I think Duster and Heavy Storm are really good in the mirror match, because to some extent, Branded is just a back row deck that Albion is going to set. Are probably going to hard draw something. Like Super Poly would be like one of the craziest cards in the matchup. Banishment. So yeah, I put in Duster. Anyway, but this is my opponent. Their hand is pretty good. Can't say that this is a bad hand. They're about to misplay it. They're about to play it a little weirdly. The way I would play this hand is... It's really awkward because the hand isn't actually that good into hand traps. I think what I would do is I'd Gold Shock, banish Makuria, search for Cartesia, normal summon Cartesia, activate opening, discard the Albaz to summon Alubur, try to search for Branded Fusion. We have protection from Imperm Veiler because of the Cartesia. And with the Albaz in the graveyard, we can still do something pretty good with the Branded in red. If there's like multiple Veilers, we can still play, and if there's an Ash and Branded Fusion, we can still play. That's how I would have played this. They start with the Gold Sark, which is fine. And they banish Makuria, which is correct. But they search Shrouded instead of Cartesia here, which I thought was very strange. Did you side in Ash? I don't remember if I even played Ash. But if I did, I would have put it in, of course. Yeah. I think I did side in Ash, actually. As well. And then they use Shrouded, but they send Albaz from their hand to summon this. And at this point, I'm very confused. I don't know what the reason to do this would be. Maybe it's because they wanted to play around Ash by going for a Verte line. That's the reason to summon Shrouded on turn 1. But this hand doesn't make sense for that, because there's no normal summon. And you can't Verte after opening. So this was very strange. If they wanted to do this line to play around Ash, so they wanted to go Verte, they would have had to send the opening for the Shrouded, and then normal summon the Albaz. But now they just summon, and they discard the Branded in red, which is also a little strange. I guess it's fine, but I would have discarded the opening. I wouldn't be in this situation if I was them, but if I was, I think this is more... this is the better discard. So now they're just going for a regular line, but they just have this Shrouded Dragon chilling on the board, which is very strange. What's interesting though is that this one card combo is still pretty good. Like, this is still pretty hard to beat sometimes. Because if they have Light and Darkness Dragon, this is going to be Light and Darkness Dragon, which is 3 negates, plus Albaz in the graveyard, with Rinbrum Revive. They're going to have a card in hand to discard because it's going to be searched with the Branded Lost. So that's actually pretty hard to beat. Fantastic for the mirror match if you draw Super Poly? Yeah, Super Poly would be really good. What's also really cool is that this is Albaz on the field, right? If we had Lanitus in our extra deck, which we don't, but if we had Lanitus, we could just start the turn by fusing away this and this into Lanitus, which is really funny. Or even more funny is let them summon Lad, then fuse the Lad and this Shrouded into Lanitus. If that happened, it would have been quite something. But I had cut it. I wasn't playing it today. I wanted to try playing Lad again. So, unfortunate. They also choose to let me go main phase anyway. They don't flip it into the standby phase. So this is a hand. Oh my god, can you even use opponent's Albaz? I didn't know that. Yes, you can. You can use entirely your opponent's board and nothing of your own, if you want to. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, so here, I'm looking at this hand, and I'm like, okay, we technically don't have a lot of plays. We have 3 trap cards. If they play Lad, I'm expecting them to be on Lad, because the way they played the turn 1, I wasn't expecting my opponent to be playing perfectly. If this was, like, a good opponent, I mean, no offense to my opponent, but if this was a powerful branded player, if this was a strong, good branded player, I would be assuming that they don't play Lad. Otherwise, you do flip it in the standby phase. So I'm thinking this is just chaos against a good player, but because this opponent already misplayed quite a bit, I thought it was very reasonable that they still have Lad, and they just didn't toggle on. That's also reasonable. So I'm still expecting Lad. I start with Aliber because I want to sneak in this Aliber effect before the Lad is on the board. Then they chain. You can say it if your opponent was me. Yeah, if my opponent was you. But it's fine. My opponent is fine. They're not the worst player. It just misplayed. Maybe they were nervous. And then they do make Lad. So we have to deal with Lad now. I search Branded Fusion. So here's the question. I'm gonna let them resolve this. The Branded Lost. They search for the Golden Sword Soul here. For some reason, not Makuria. I guess they only play 1. Yeah, they only play 1. They get the Golden Sword Soul here. How do you beat the Lad? How do you force it? And then still resolve Branded Fusion? Who has the plan? What is the line? How do we activate 3 effects and then Branded Fusion? Keep in mind that the thrust is not live yet. They have not made the thrust live. First we use Shrouded. Okay. Then what? So use Shrouded. That turns on the thrust. What do we send with the Shrouded? Wait, I need time to think. That's fine. The game is paused. Retribution? Yeah, okay. Shrouded, discard Retribution. Brafu, thrust. Retri revives Brafu. That would work. That would work. That's 3 negates. And then Retri revives Brafu. Shrouded, discard Retri, Brafu, Retri revive. Yeah. That works. There's no reason to actually discard this from the hand, because we do have a second one in the deck. So, there's no reason to summon from hand. Doesn't Lad negate activation? Yes, it does. So we can still resolve Branded Fusion multiple times. Currently, the best answer is the Shrouded discard Retri, Brafu Thrust Retri Revise Brafu. But there is a better line. There is a much better line. I'm going to wait and see if someone sees the better line. Can we also just Shrouded for Retri? Brafu, then go Battle Phase so we keep Thrust. Right? Making use of the fact that this becomes lower than the Aluber after 2 negates. Do we have anything engraved and banished? No. Nothing. They also have nothing except Albaz and the Golden Sword Soul. The Mirror Jade is live, of course. But you're right, you found it, so we might as well carry on. We start by activating the Branded Fusion. This negates. Then we Shrouded. We send Retribution from the deck. No reason to send this one in the hand. This negates. Now it's too small. So what we can do is attack. This cannot negate our attack, because if they use this effect, Lad will negate it. Right? So it's not going to work. They also can't banish with Mirror Jade, because Lad will negate it. So it's not going to work. They have to just lose this negate here. And then in main phase 2, we get to add back Branded Fusion, resolve it, and resolve Thrust, which would just be crushing, right? We have Banishment, Duplication, on top of full combo and Thrust. It would be unlosable. Unfortunately, our opponent makes a really bad play here. Is they try to activate the Mirror Jade, forgetting that their Lad will negate it. They even send Titanic Lad instead of Rinbrum when they have Albaz in the graveyard. They can't use Albaz when we destroy Lad? No. Albaz does not trigger in the damage step. Right? Except during the damage step. So the float effect doesn't do anything here. So they unfortunately threw their Mirror Jade effect as well. Now, here, I don't even attack. I don't even attack and kill this, because there's no point. I'm going to let it sit on their board and be annoying. And now we just cook. Right? So this is why the Lad on the board is crazy. Because you get a free activation of Rinbrum whenever you want. This activates in response to Thrust. We chain. And this is a free way of outing the Mirror Jade. We get branded in white, because we have our Albaz and our Mercuria in the graveyard. We discard our Shrouded, because I'm just going to set this Retribution. Might as well set it, because it's going to be crazy. Crazy good disruption. We get Cartesia. This also needs to be... Yeah, we also needed the Albaz in the graveyard to turn on Cartesia. Does Retribution do anything with Lost Up? Well, it negates things that don't Fusion Summon, right? It can negate, like, Brinbrum or Kit or something. We're also going to remove this lost. We're going to get rid of this lost. I sent Titaniclad here because I'm going to want to summon Albaz in the end phase. Remember, we have not tried to fuse with Albaz yet. So I'm just going to set my 3 Busted Trap cards. We didn't return Alibi for banishment to make Chaos next turn. No, that's not what's happening. The reason we didn't return the Alibi is because we returned their Mirror Jade. We needed to bounce their Mirror Jade. So we need to add back Cartesia first. Then we check out our Titaniclad. Now we can fuse. And because we haven't used Albion this turn, we can make Albion here. We haven't used it yet. So we're going to go Albion. And we're going to banish 2 Dark Dragons so that we can make Furious. And now still in the end phase, we're going to pop out Albion, plus they're Shrouded, so that we can now trigger the Albion to set Branded in red. So we now have Dupe, Retribution, Banishment, and red. Every trap card. I told you, Branded is a back row deck. The reason why we don't pop the Lost yet is because just in case they play Lenatus, I want to pop this, right? Because they confuse away my Furious. This doesn't do anything. If they summoned an Albaz and tried to fuse, we could just banish it with Mirror Jade. Now if they try to activate a Branded Fusion, what we can do is just pop in response the Branded Lost. Maybe it was even better, actually, to pop in the standby phase. That way we can Retribution Branded Fusion. That might have been even better. But here we're going to do a pretty funny play. We're going to really punish them. It's pretty impossible to break this board with anything. Okay, so they summon out the Shrouded again. I'm thinking this is maybe Lenatus, because they went out of their way to summon it. We trigger to summon Aquam, get back Armacuria. Might as well. And then I want to get rid of this before they can make a Lenatus. So I'm going to revive my Albion, fuse away their Albaz into Chaos. And now Chaos can pop this Branded Lost. Normal Quam, send a Retribution. And then here we chain Duplication to their Retribution to banish it, which is just crushing. It's absolutely crushing. And that's game over. Stop, they're already dead? Yeah, it was just kind of diabolical. But yeah, those were some good games. That was my WMGP match yesterday. We went undefeated. April, play nice? Thank you. Anyway, let's hop on some ranked. I am still really low ranked. I need to get to Master 1 so that I can then do the stage 1 of the WCQ. We have not yet played the WCQ. And stage 2 is next weekend. So I need to be faster. Your hands always seem cracked. My hands are just two Aliber and Bestials. I'm sorry about that. Isn't your stage 1 placement based on previous season, not current? Yes, it is. The reason I need to get to Master 1 is because I don't want to waste the gems. I want to make sure I get to Master 1 for the gems. Also, yeah, that's crazy. Memento drawing the one starter that beats a Saranir. Because there's no monster on the board. Unfortunate. So... there's no way that we're gonna go normal summon Goblin here. This is definitely a bad Bestial. Because you would definitely send Sheepy or Witch if you didn't have one. No way. There's no way they were going Goblin here. This is not the line. You telling me if I Bestial this Goblin, they were passing? I don't believe that. There has to be a Sheepy in the hand. This is really weird though. If you resolve Tatsu and Gatic, there's no reason to even activate Goblin for the rest of that turn. Goblin just achieves nothing. Okay, we have Fusion. You overestimate the D1 Master Dueler? Maybe. Let's see what they end on. This is a small deck, and we have Thrust for Grass, so... this deck is not known for Omni Negates. So we could have a pretty good game here. This is where you get Paradise Smashed? That would be crazy. If they go for Paradise, we will simply hit the 8%. We will simply win the game. It is that simple. If they go for the Herald of Pure Light line, it could be bad for us. What is the Herald of Pure Light line? I've never heard of that. What's the exact math on it? It's funny you say what is the exact math. It's funny that you say that. Anyone have a link to my Memento spreadsheet? You can post it in the chat. Okay, Aki in the hand. Did we search Aki? No, we didn't search. We haven't used Twin yet. Okay. I'll pin this for 20 minutes. Or for the whole stream, actually. People need to study some combinatorics to study up to optimize card games. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Herald of Pure Light is the thing that pretty much does the SE. The same as Trickstar Reincarnation plus Draw. Interesting. I've never seen that combo. Maybe I'll look into it. Maybe it needs to go on the Memento spreadsheet. This endboard is not looking crazy, by the way. Aki returned Sheepy, so there is no fusion. There's no fusion yet for that end board. This doesn't look like it's going to be too strong. Oh my god, they're doing it. They're doing it. Oh no. Okay. Cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack until the end of the next turn. We will just roll it. We will just roll the 8%. Do I chain the Sarania? I probably have to chain it, right? But like, what's the point? It doesn't achieve anything. It's probably better to just hold it as protection for the turn 3. I don't know, maybe? I'm not gonna use it. No, we lost. We did not get it. Sage. That's really funny, though. If they do just pass turn, though, if this is just creation pass with the floodgate, we could maybe win if we draw, like, high spirits. High spirits could win. Right? Kind of. Maybe. Maybe high spirits could win. This is so funny. Super Poly would be the best draw, I think. Not Maxi. Not Maxi. Okay, is there a way we can get them to play into Thrust? I guess we just called by the Aki Huron, max see them, and then live at the Bestial. That's probably the plan. Finally, after being banned in 2013, welcome back, Shockmaster. Why are they doing this? Why are they tributing it? Wouldn't you want to use this at the start of your turn again? Why do you keep winking? It's just the way my model is set up. I'm sorry. When I look at chat, my camera doesn't, it doesn't find my eyes very well. I need a better setup. It looks cute, thank you. They popped Thrust, which is good. This is why we set all of our cards, to play around Guardian Chimera and Darkblade. I think I'm just gonna drop this immediately. Oh, right, right. You need 2 materials. Oh my god. Not cross out. No. Okay. This is going to be tricky now. Golden Sword Soul, unironically really good versus Memento? Yeah, it actually is. Okay, so we can call by Aki here on here, and then maybe we don't die. Oh, they're targeting itself. Okay, that's pretty good news. They're also going for the sword. That's also pretty good news. Oh, I also just remembered they can pierce over my Albaz with Bone Party. That's pretty bad. So this basically does nothing in defense position here. Maybe we shouldn't have said it. That might have been a mistake. We might get punished for that. They will simply forget to use Bone Party? Yeah. They will simply forget. I guess we'll Bestial now. This is a pretty impactful Bestial. Oh, that's lethal. Fuck. Fuck. I needed it to be in attack position. I knew I was thinking for a reason. This is literally just lethal. Oh my god. This literally needed to be an attack. Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way. They were not expecting that to be lethal either, right? They did not expect me to have 0 defense. Oh my god. Yeah, I should have put it in attack. Should have put it in attack. Momentum has by far the funniest way to OTK in the game. I do like it. It is a pretty clean way of going for lethal. I like how you can ignore things like Chaos Angel and stuff. Just attack directly. It's very fun. Oh no. Another FTK. You got your second god pack? Nice. That's pretty good. This situation is exactly why I don't love playing branded right now. Yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. It's always a big weakness of branded. You are one of the most likely decks to go second with no hand traps. Here's how we can... Imagine they banish this. Imagine they banish this. Does anybody remember that Super Heavy Samurai game? That Infernity Super Heavy game? With the hand loop? If you remember that game, you'll know what I'm talking about. That was insane. You were just about to bring that up? Yeah, that is a legendary game. Wasn't that game ages ago? Yes, it was. Yeah. It was hand loop every single card before Nibiru, then negate Makuria, and then Nibiru resolves. It was really, really lucky. Oh, does somebody have a link? I think it is in one of my videos. It's in, is it in the strongest branded game video, or is... I think it's in the second one I made. The one after that. What are your thoughts on duality? You mean to summon Dragoon? I don't think it's very good. Duality is the best way to summon Dragoon, but I don't think it's worth playing. It is decent, though. It's a lot better than people give it credit for. I've been trying to find one of your more recent replays against Puppet, where you gave them like 15 draws under Maxi and won regardless. I don't remember that. Are we winning? No. I don't think we're gonna win this one. They know our hand, and it's not a very good hand. Sidra. Oh, somebody found it. Thank you. You are a true supporter. We should keep believing? Yeah, always keep believing. Branded is not the deck you should play if you give up. If you're the kind of person to say, okay, something bad happened, the game is over, I don't even want to try anymore, Branded is not a good deck for you. Trigger the tentacles for good luck. We need the tentacles. We should hook it up so a tentacle comes out of my hairpin as well. It's not looking good, gang. I know. I know. But you never know what's gonna happen. You never know. No, my branded sword. Okay. What is this end board? What do they have? They have once per chain summon a guy. This is nothing. I assume they have the trap, right? They did the virtue play. This. Target a fish, and then pop 2, yeah. Trap has to target 2 cards. Is that true? The trap has to target 2 cards. That is very good to know. Chat never lies. See, I was gonna go Cartesia, but now I want to try summoning Albaz. Oh no, not Maxi. Not Maxi. Okay, we take the high roll. We don't call by... I need to, I want to resolve this. To be fair, Cartesia is also fine. Cartesia might just be winning as well. And we should have saved the call by for Ash. That might have been the better play. No, Dominus Impulse. Okay. Can we do the challenge? We don't have a choice. Do you like the new Albaz art or the old one? I think I like the new one. I like my Royal especially. No, not Ash. Not Ash. It was never winning. Isn't Lancia a dragon? You could have just contact fused it away. First of all, this got destroyed. Second of all, Lanitus is not as good as Mirror Jade. And third of all, no, we're not playing Lanitus. Have you checked out the new Crystron deck? What do you think about it? I don't know too much about it. I do know that if I was going to play it, I would play the Millennium build. Millennium Crystron looks like the best. Okay, this is hella over. Does the Contact Fusion trigger Lancia? I'm not sure, I'd have to read it. It does? Okay. Okay, we're going first this time. Finally. No FTKs. Okay, Maxi in the standby. That's fine by me. That looks like Ash. That looks like Ash, which is pretty spooky. Maybe it's not Ash? I'm not sure. Did you make that I hope they don't have Ash meme? Yes, I did. I thought it was pretty funny. I only made it to make fun of one of my friends, but I ended up putting it on Twitter. What do I add here? Maybe it should be Cartesia. I don't hate adding Cartesia here. It plays best into Ash. Ooh, no Ash. Unless they do have Ash, but they want to draw some cards. That might be what's going on too. Okay, I'm gonna go Lubellion. What should I send? The Puppet Master has arrived? What do you mean by that? What do you mean, the Puppet Master? You are here to put on a show. Okay. I think I'll send Tragedy. Is 2 Albaz into Lubellion into Mirajade the best way when you get Max E? Yes, it is. We already have 1 Albaz, which is why we're sending the Tragedy. This doesn't really matter, but we might as well keep the Quam in the deck. I am a tragedy? No, you're not. No, you are not, Eri. Okay. Maybe it's an Impum, and they're just going to save it for the Mirajade. Thank you for streaming. This is much more entertaining than Meta Weekly. You bet. You bet. Bonfire. Okay. Bonfire is fine. Oh my god, they're playing Centaurion. If this is pure Centaurion, this is a pretty easy deck to beat. Going first. Kind of want to negate this, because this stops my branded in red. But I don't know if I care too much. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not too scared of this. Okay, they use it right away. And they're targeting Albion, which doesn't seem very appropriate. They should target this Albaz, probably. Because we have another target for banishment, which is this Tragedy. Maybe they're scared of Lad? Well, we don't have a Lubellion on the board, so they shouldn't be afraid of Lad. I guess we could make it now with the Lubellion. Do we flip it now? I think we just banish it, if I'm honest. I want to use the Mirror Jade early because Typhon negates the Mirror Jade, or prevents it, so I want to use it early. Okay, there's the next Bestial. We're targeting Rinbrum. Probably just negate this one. You're on Light and Darkness? I am today, yeah. Third Bestial? I wouldn't be surprised. This is a Bestial deck. Okay, there's Trudea and Boldrake in the hand. Plus 3 unknowns. Okay, no third Bestial. Legendary Drinker? Hello, Crobat. Nice to see you. That is all you've said in my chat for a while, though. What are you trying to say? I could have made Lad though. I was considering chaining Banishment and fusing these two into Lad, but I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. We popped under the branded loss window to play around exactly Emblem of Oath. But I guess this is fine. This is all fine. This doesn't do anything. Okay, Trudea is fine. Wait, I'm not playing Guardian Chimera. Wait, I'm not playing Guardian Chimera. I forgot that that's what I could. Okay, I guess we'll just make Lad now. Yeah. Okay, that was my bad. I forgot that I cut Guardian Chimera. Also, we should not have triggered this. I should not have triggered this. Fuck. What's the name of your deck? What do you mean? What do you mean, what's the name of it? Actually, maybe triggering the Sword Soul was really good. Because now the Light and Darkness Dragon is smaller than the Typhon. The Typhon restriction. Big brain. Copium, yeah. Totally wasn't a misplay. Totally. Yeah, okay. I was wondering how you fit Chimera, Chaos, Lad, and Furious. Yeah, we didn't. We didn't fit it. We had cut Chimera. But if I'm totally honest, I don't think I like it. I don't think I like the Lad. But we'll keep playing it for now. April might be the only player that respects Typhon. Maybe. Maybe I am. Oh no. Oh no, not this. Not this deck. Does placing Mirror Jade in the spell and trap zone and then special summoning it reset the once per turn banish? That is a crazy question. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. I think... I'm not sure. What the heck? I've never thought about that ruling. How do you get him out of the spell and trap zone? I don't know. You're playing branded Snake Eye. I don't know. I could see it being either way, to be honest. It depends whether it's treated as a different card or not when it goes into the back row. You steal Flamberge with Sanctify. Exactly. I mean, you do technically re-summon him. Yes. I'm not sure. It depends if it's a different card. Because like Baron de Fleur, for example, it says once while face upon the field. If you have that card be negated, if you negate with that card, then push it, then pull it back, I'm pretty sure you can't use it again. Is branded in... Is it worth branded in red if I'm not running Chimera? Yeah, definitely. You definitely still play branded in red. You're playing Snake Eye Fiendsmith and Albaz is your Mannequin Cat target. That's how you summon it. Okay. I mean, I still don't know how you summon it from the back row. Oh, Snake Eye Fiendsmith, yeah. Yeah. Mirror Jade is a soft once per turn. Baron needs to leave the field. Well, Mirror Jade also needs to leave the field, right? It just says, but this effect cannot be used again next turn. Also, this effect cannot be used next turn. It depends if it's a different card or not. Okay, this says we can't normal summon, which is pretty cute. Pretty cute little floodgate. This is a quick play. Quick effect. Target a mimical you control. Equip this card to it, then return. Okay, okay. So this is a bounce. How do we play this? This Caesar is kind of annoying. If I flip this, your opponent draws a card. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard. They're gonna negate this. Yeah. Always negate deployment. Should always negate deployment with Caesar. Do I care about this? They probably play Paradise, right, in this deck. But I don't really care about Paradise. Something that is funny with Mimi is that you can just flip it up and ash the effect. They don't hand rip, don't draw, and you get to keep it. That doesn't sound like a good use of ash. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't want it. I don't really want it. Yeah, there's Paradise, but we don't care about it. I don't think we care. But it's cute? Yeah, okay, it's cute. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Anime Shady. April's so early, it's still March. We're not early anymore. We're not that early anymore. I guess we send Albaz. It's really telegraphed. I hope they don't have cold buy. No cold buy. Perfect. Oh my god, thank you, Eri. Thank you for gifting us up to Haas. He needed it. Gonna start playing Master Ranked for the first time here soon with Branded. Thank you for the content. And your presentation has been much appreciated. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. I wish Lubellion didn't need a discard. Yeah, me too. Me too. What do we search here? Cartesia, maybe? Cartesia doesn't seem too good. Maybe it's just Shrouded. I think it's probably just Shrouded. What if it discarded from the deck? Well, then it would just be Branded Fusion. Wish he had a graveyard effect like other Albaz fusions. That is true. Why does Lubellion not have a graveyard effect? It is kind of weird. Like, Albion on its face is such a better card. Like, it also fusion summons but doesn't discard. And it has this effect. Like, isn't Albion just way better than Lubellion on paper? It's a lore thing, okay. Special summon a Mimigal from your hand or deck to your opponent's field. Then you can change your face-up monster on the field to face down defense. Okay, maybe they're gonna flip my Mirror Jade. I don't want them to flip my Mirror Jade. This, what the heck is this effect? This just flips my battle position. No, it flips the Mimighoul. Okay, that's useless. That does nothing. And now they're bouncing. Okay. Do I banish this? Or do I banish this? I'm kind of down to just banish this. First time chatter, gonna say, I think it's a lore based. You are not a first time chatter. I can see you. Amazing educational content, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Caught, yeah. Mimigal Dragon. Okay, this one does nothing special. But we get to keep our discard, which is the important part. Must have been a while then, yeah. I'm sorry, you were caught. Oh my god, what a crazy draw. It's a shame we can't normal summon it. We can't normal summon it. Fuck. I guess it's not a crazy draw. Paradise. This isn't gonna be enough. Okay, what do I want to make? Albion or Mirror Jade? If we go Mirror Jade, we get to keep the Rinbrum plus Albaz live, which I think is the right play. Yeah, this is definitely the right play. Because now we can banish the Master. They're gonna chain, we get to chain, send Albion, banish this card, and then set banishment. Plus we wipe the Lacrima as well. I'm not sure if I even want to use this Aliber, but I will. Master is a one-of in Mimi? I have no idea. I don't know the first thing about Mimigul. According to what I've been reading, yes. Okay, I will trust you. Maybe we should... No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to use the banishment. Because maybe we get to fuse with two of their monsters into Proskinian using this. Maybe. I played against Mimigol earlier when they actually had the spell and it was much scarier. What does this one do? To your opponent's field. Okay. They're all Earth, which is kind of annoying. I wish they were darks or lights. Okay. We don't have a Mirror Jade. Actually, we do have a Mirror Jade. Add one Mimigol card from your deck to your hand. Okay. This says... Wait, Giant Mimigol. You can detach, then target face-up cards. This is an ignition effect. Okay. Hello, Gara. What's our goal today? I'm just trying to get gems from ranked. So I can play the stage 1. What did they add? They added the room. I think I'm just going to fuse with this. I don't mind discarding the Makuria. Oh my god. Banish, then target any number of Mimigles, return them to the hand. Wow. Okay, watch this play. Summon Mirror Jade. Summon Chaos. Nice. Oh, hello. High Talons. Take control. Oh, I didn't play around this exactly. What are they gonna do though? Are they gonna take my Chaos and then, like, make Typhon? Okay, they're taking Mirror Jade. Maybe we should have chained. Probably should have chained, actually. I don't know why I didn't. That's the first time I saw Mimigal and it looks so annoying. Yeah, it does look kind of annoying. But it doesn't look too difficult to deal with. Hello, Mordred. Hello, Mordred. Nice to see you. Are they not gonna link up my Mirror Jade? Yeah, I really messed up by not chaining it. Why didn't I send the Albion? I needed follow-up. Okay, do you not play SP? Why did you equip from the field? You're giving me it back? You're joking. Yeah. Just make SP. Oh my god. Time limit win. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. Mimigol stay L. Stay losing. No Agnum Day? I guess so. I guess no Agnum Day either. Okay. Let's win this next game and get to Master. We're always going second. Lots of lost coins today. Okay, we drew Fua. Hi, Fua. Oh no. Not Primite. Not Drill Beam. Oh, Primite Roar. Maybe they will lose to Fua. Okay, so they could choose not to summon. Right? This is the Fiendsmith control deck. So Fua's alright. They could choose not to summon though. Like they could just let this resolve. Okay, they are gonna summon. Nice. Okay, they're playing into it. Maxi of Fua is wild. Oh, they're really playing into this. I gotta activate this, right? To draw two. I have to. So many cards. I was half expecting the Cold by the Grave right there. If they Cold Bide Maxi after choosing to play into Fua, that would just be very sad. What do they think is gonna happen? This is a Fiendsmith control deck. Do they think they're gonna FTK me? Super Poly nasty? Yes, but our hand is way too big. Like, we don't need the Super Poly. No, my grass is not gonna work. They're gonna draw... I'm gonna draw so many cards. My grass isn't gonna work. So sad. If they hard drew a Drill Beam, they'd stop at Dippity? Probably. Probably. You're gonna have to shuffle back because of Fua's effect? Oh, right. That is true. I do forget about that. I do forget about that. Hopefully we can draw a Nibiru, so that we can make use of these draws. Oh, hi Fua. Second Fua. I probably should have just dropped it. Moon. We're making Moon. I am actually trying to draw Nibiru though. I know they can't make Caesar here, but they could play Ptolemy. I am trying to draw. the Nibiru. 3 draws for this. 1, 2, 3. No Nibiru. Not detaching the Druis one. They should have gone Chaos Angel and hope you couldn't out it. Yeah, that is a much better play. Giving me back Fua, thank you. Thank you for my Fua. I didn't know that Fua stacked. Really? What are they doing? What are they doing? How many cards left in your deck? Like 33. They are not decking me out. They are not decking me out. Look, I have 2 Branded Fusion in my hand. Look how cool it looks. Illegal. Nibiru! And a Bestial. Also didn't draw any Bestials. This is where they make Chaos Angel. Wait, we should have Nibiru'd. Because they can make Chaos Angel. Okay, I should Nibiru now. Otherwise they will make Chaos Angel. How many cards still in deck? 26. Oh, we have to resolve both Fuas. Okay, let me summon the Bestial. We got a decent hand, yeah, I'll say. No, my Branded Fusion. Nice cutscene, yeah. Okay, the hand is decent, of course. It was always going to be decent. Rank up game is 9 cards versus Nib Token Pass, but Max C. That could make it difficult. OP's hello Fig. Hello Fig. Thank you for tuning in. GG. Okay, we're in Master now. Finally. 300 gems. What do we have? We're saving up for the Gamba stream part 4. Okay, we have enough for 3 packs. That's good. That is good. Let's keep going. Well, hello, hello. Hello, first time chatter. Glad I was finally able to catch a stream. Glad you're here. Going second again. Come on. Can I go first, please? Love your 20-hour video, thank you. Have we drew branded sword like every single game? I swear. Royal All Art Pug? Yeah, this is the best pull we've ever made. Please resolve. I need more than one Albaz. No. Okay. Okay, so to break this board, we have a few options. We can go normal summon Albaz, discard Alba, they chain to destroy, we chain branded in red, targeting the Alba, and then summon Lubellion. You know the voiceless spell specials, right? What do you mean by that? What are you trying to say? They're gonna have 2 negates. We need to draw a good card. We need to draw a good card. This can do the pop as well, so we can't do the normal summon Albaz play. We can't do that anymore. We need like super poly. Not that. Can't really do anything. Curious to see how you get this one. I don't think I'm gonna get this one. We don't play Lanitus, Has. We've cut it. We have cut the Lanitus. But it wouldn't do anything anyway. It just summons a vanilla. We can't attack this. It has to be this, right? But to make the dupe live. They can just negate again. You can pop in the back, pop the back row. We can't do shit. We just lose. I feel like we have to make the play that they're less likely to negate because they think we have follow-up. So like high spirits or something. They're letting it resolve. Make Coritas? Yeah, Coritas solos this matchup, but we've cut it. We don't play it. We're playing Preskinian today. And then here, I guess we have to go Kit, right? Kit forces. Kit does force. Kind of? Does Kit force? Yeah, Kit forces. Actually, this was a mistake. Okay. We don't play Guardian Chimera. I don't want to discard my dupe, but I kind of have to discard the dupe. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I thought they would negate this. I needed them to negate it. If we make Rinbrum... What is he doing? I mean, this is fine. My opponent not negating the red is fine. If we played Chimera, though, it would be really good for me. Quiritis would be so good if I could play it. But we don't have it. We don't have it. This was really tricky. There was no winning. There was no winning. They kept the negate for too long. Why did they let this resolve? I'm gonna time out now. I sent Cartesia. Oh, it worked. We did not time out. Easy. I don't know what happened. If they negated the branded in red, though, we would have done something pretty nice. We would have been able to resolve Albaz in the end phase. I mean, if they negated the branded in red. If they negated it. But now we just lose, of course. They had Ogre for Albaz. They did have Ogre for Albaz. So they would have won anyway. Three actions on 0 seconds? I know. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool how we did that. If only Rinbrum could negate rituals. If only. High sword. Meowing April, hello. Hello, thank you for the meow. Why don't they negate anything? Why do they never negate anything? Look at this. Where are the negates? Where are the negates? Wow. What a silly game. That was the least trigger happy voiceless player I've ever seen. Why couldn't they just negate something? What do I search here? I'm pretty sure they might have Ash. Could be Kit. Yeah, it should be Kit. Just to be safe. Oh. So it's Maxi. Okay. It's Maxi. Not Ash. It's neither. Okay. It's just... What, a bestial? I guess it's a bestial. Yeah, probably a bestial. In which case, I kind of want to not go Albion. Go Lubellion instead. Yeah, we can send double Albaz. Maybe even we send Macroya. No, we'll send double Albaz. This is a very weird line. I'm gonna let them use the bestial. Okay, they're not using the bestial. Okay. The kit looks kind of weird now, but it was just to be safe. I don't know what this could be, like a furniture or something? I don't like banishing Lurie anymore. I used to banish Lurie all the time, but I don't like doing it anymore. Because there's Lacrima, I feel like there's too many extenders for Fiendsmith. So I just banish Engraver. Crow? You mean Bestial? We can't Bestial the Lurie. It's not a quick effect if they don't have a monster. Yeah, so this is fine. I'll let them equip the Requiem, then we'll just banish it. I think. You got droplets, so I don't care about Chaos Angel. I could have bestialed that, but actually that was probably the right bestial. For some reason that wasn't on my mind. Should be fine though. Yeah, that was the right bestial, I think. I don't think I actually mind them sending Mirror Jade here. No, I kind of mind. It plays into Cold by too much. Oh my god, it's Mimighoul again. Mimighoul again. Well, I kind of want to destroy this card, I think. Oh, they do have it. Fuck. It's kind of a problem. I'm gonna let it go. The bestial can negate sequence, so I'm gonna save it for that. Mimigoons, yeah. Why are people crazy after this Mimi deck? Well, it's new. It is new. Probably negate this, right? This is... The spell is really good. I don't want to send the Mirror Jade because I want them to feel the pressure of it being on the field. Fiendsmith doesn't do a good job at dealing with this, and I don't think Mimighoul does either. Okay, sequence. We don't really care about this. They have two, and then they can revive Lacrima. I mean, revive Engraver with Lacrima. If I banish the Engraver, I mean the Requiem, this will not resolve. I'm kind of down to do that. Even though it doesn't really threaten me too much, I'm still going to do it. I don't think there's a better bestial. I went to make a cup of tea. Did I miss anything? Just some Mimighoul cards. We love Mimighoul. Look at this little rat. This little mouse. Oh, this is a thrust target. That's really cool. I don't know about that. What do you mean? What's wrong with this little mouse? Mimikyu nearly got me banned from Yu-Gi-Oh! How? Explain how. You unknowingly shared a leak. I see. Wait, what? Konami sent an investigator on you. What do you mean by that? Somebody showed up at your door with like sunglasses and a briefcase and a gun. And they were like, let me see what's in your bedroom. SpongeBob police music playing. Something like that. Big scandal. I don't know if this is a joke or not. I've never heard of this. Do you mean the leak for Master Duel or like the TCG leak? Like something like that way back when it was revealed? Because obviously DK leaked this shit. TCG, okay. You will always hate Mimikyu. Okay. Good to know. Is 60 card Mimikyu Snake Eye a thing? I'm gonna guess no. But it can only be so bad, right? With the Snake Eye cards in the deck. It can only be so bad. Okay. One of the rank ones does out Mirror Jade, right? It has a bounce. Not this one. Snake Eyes helps make the Mimi rank ones. That is true. I guess they are generic. Set. Cool. Are you not going to make the other rank 1 that bounces Mirror Jade? That seems pretty good. Oh, I guess they can do this too. Hi, Typhon. Why are we triggering Druiswan? Now I get to keep my Quam. All that Mimigal stuff for nothing. We did disrupt them, to be fair. We did have a board. Okay, we have Tragedy Reset, which looks pretty good. We can go Kit to get lost if we want to. And we have Cartesia. I think I will set to see if they have anything that can pop it right away. Cartesia hug, yeah. She do be hugging. She's giving uppies. Oh yes? Calm down. Calm down there. ChatGPT told me she's estimated to be 18 to 22. Okay, let's not. Missed half a Mimigal game. Mimigal's so fun. Do you really think that? There's been like 2 or 3 Mimigal games this stream. Surprisingly popular today. So what exactly is uppies? It's the opposite of downies. And what is downies? It's the opposite of uppies. Okay, I guess we'll just flip. I guess we'll just flip now. You better negate this. Wait, where did all my time go? Hello? Where is all my time? Like, hello? Where is my time? Slow player. Literally slow playing. Literally slow playing. Oh, hi Nibiru. Hi Nibiru. Fancy seeing you here. What have they got? Oh my god. Oh, it's just this. It's just this. This is fine. This is totally fine. One second left. Let's go. Easy. Pathetic. I did a 0 seconds win yesterday. Well done. They call April the 1 second wonder? What do you mean by that? The relation between uppies and downies seems more complex. Any uppies due to gravity turns into a downy, but a downy wouldn't turn into an uppie unless you rebounded off the ground. Okay, ChatGPT. See those games? I noticed playing branded gives you more gems at the end of the duel if you win. Is that true? Is that true? By the way, chat, look at my ultra rare dust. Look how much I have. We have a lot. I did not get a royal. Unfortunate. Let's try one more time. Jesse Cotton has like 6k Euro dust. Yeah. He's a super whale. He is a super whale. We're a small whale. I can speak from experience. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the stream. You can go watch the Meta Weekly Top Cut now. Whatever it is. Top 4 or whatever. Thanks for joining the stream. I would play again tomorrow, I think. So we need to do Master 1, and then we also need to do this. We also need to do this. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Let's find a raid target.